And finally tonight, a story about somebody that a lot of Channel 9 viewers know and have known for a very long time.
Welcome to Donnybrook, a freewheeling exercise.
Martin Duggan began hosting Donnybrook back in 1987. It was his idea. He brought it to the station. He put together the panel. And although there have been changes over the years, they have been agreeing to disagree ever since. In December of 2009, at a live broadcast from the Sheldon Concert Hall, Martin Duggan hosted his final Donnybrook.
Thank you very much.
The show will remain on the air, but Duggan decided it was time to retire from this job at the age of 88. Which means, of course, that his story, as Anne-Marie Berger tells us, starts long before Donnybrook.
Hi, ladies. Hi,
Martin Duggan, Donnybrook's founder and provocateur, is, as he puts it, blasting off after 23 years. Since his announcement, he has been written about, toasted, and honored. In October, he received a proclamation by the St. Louis Board of Aldermen, and it was clear his relationship with this city is a personal one.
The proudest claim I have is that I was born in the city of St. Louis, and I can tell you where. I was born in a four-family flat at 3214 Michigan Avenue.
Martin grew up in South St. Louis and began his formal education back in 1925.
My mother brought my sister Geraldine over to Holy Family School to enroll her in first grade and brought me along, of course. And I remember the nun, Sister Hilaria, her name was. She said to my mother, "Oh, and here's a fine big boy for kindergarten." So I nudged my mother, "Hey, I'm only 4 years old." And my mother gave me the elbow and said, "Fine, when does he start?" He started that afternoon, see?
Soon after, the Depression hit. It hit the country, the city, and the Duggan home.
My dad was out of work for long stretches. He was a printing pressman. In business, you talk about, today's economy. Boy, that so-called Great Depression was really demoralizing for people. I can still see the look on my dad's face. Supper time, no job. We never used the word poor, just out of work, which was different.
Martin may have grown up in the Depression, but he struck it rich when he met the love of his life, May Mosier.
I was good friends with his sister.
My sister used to say what a wonderful, bright girl that May Mosier was. So when I heard that May was visiting Geraldine that day, I decided, to be what I thought was a gracious host.
And so every once in a while, Martin would come in with his apron on and bring me banana splits, ice cream, sodas, and I thought, gee, this kid is quite an operator.
Bear in mind now, I was 14 years old, right?
He was very dignified.
A daily newspaper is more than reporters. It's pressmen, linotype operators, engravers, and ad takers, and a lot more. But the heart is the news content.
Martin began his career at the St. Louis Globe-Democrat the summer after his freshman year of college.
First job was very low level in the Sunday feature department. Very tame, no news involved. I handled syndicated material like gardens and stamps and dogs.
The managing editor of the Globe offered Martin a full-time job a year before his graduation, and it was an offer he couldn't refuse.
I was in love with May, but we were not engaged as yet. And he said, "Could you get married on $45 a week?" And my instant reply was, "Mr. Burroughs, I could do anything on $45 a week." May took pity on me.
He was just terrible. I thought, he wants to ask me to marry him. And
So I think she answered yes for her.
But it wasn't that easy. I decided, so I went 3 days in a row to church, and I prayed, and I looked at his resume.
I don't remember submitting a resume.
Geraldine, your sister, told me all about you, see? So I went over it. For 3 days I prayed, and I looked at the resume, and I thought, he's okay.
So on a Tuesday in May 1942, Martin married his lovely wife, May. They started a family, and after Martin served in the Marines during World War II, he continued at the Globe Democrat for the next 45 years.
Working on a newspaper, it really was fun. Bill McClellan and I have a saying, you know, being on a newspaper beats working for a living. Although it was very demanding. We worked long hours. May can tell you that.
You know it.
Through the years, Martin has been recognized and criticized. He's been a booster of the city and one of the first to point out its flaws. And he's had no better platform to do it than Donnybrook.
You're back on Donnybrook on Thursday evening, September 18th. We have our...
Well, I mean, you know, it's pretty clear, I think, that I love everybody on this show.
But there's no one on this earth Martin adores more than his lovely wife. This May, they'll be celebrating 68 years of marriage.
There's nothing in the world compared to a happy marriage, in my view, and being married to May is all I ever wanted in life.
No, that's cute. The same with me.
All right.
At his farewell broadcast to Sheldon, Martin Duggan's picture was given a place of honor on the Donnybrook set. And with Charlie Brennan ready to take over as provocateur, Martin Duggan was ready to let the show go on without him at the table.
Adios, and God love you all.
Wow. Thank you very much.